We are live.
Thank you very much. If I could have your attention, please. It is 6 o'clock, and let's talk with all school board members and superintendent are present. And I'm telling you, this crowd is exciting. The reason that you all have gathered here is really great. And we're excited about it. This evening is going to be special, I'm sure. At this time, I would like to call this monthly meeting of the Garrard County Board of Education to order. And if we would start, please, with a moment of silence. 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 All right, thank you very much. If you're able to stand, will you stand with me and say the pledge to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. You may be seated. And at this time, I'll call for a motion to adopt the agenda.
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Dr. Lamb made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Davis seconded. All in favor, let me know by lifting hand. The agenda is adopted. Now we come to this most favorite time for us as a board in recognitions, and we have got a bunch of them tonight. So at this time, should we go on? You should. Yeah. All my board members, if you would follow me over here and Dr. Stowe, and you're on this way.
We'll take over. Yeah. So each month, the board normally recognizes a student of the month from each of the schools. And this month, the board has an opportunity to recognize students from across the district who have accomplished some things that have brought them to the level of state competition and national competition. When we first came up with the idea of doing this, we thought we had a minimal number that we were going to recognize. The fun thing about tonight is that we're going to recognize a huge number. I'll commit to everyone that if we have this kind of number next year, we'll move down to the gym and have a little more space and make it a little more comfortable. But I don't know of anything that we would be more excited about than to be able to recognize students who've accomplished that type of thing. So if you will join in celebrating with us tonight, we're going to go through a number of different things. Our first recognitions tonight will be from the Daughters of the American Revolution and the connection to the Junior American Citizens Arts Contest, as well as the DAR Good Citizen Award. We'll begin with the DAR Good Citizen Award. We're proud to announce that Ms. Peyton Daly, a senior at Garrard County High School, has been awarded the DAR Good Citizen Award. This prestigious award, established in 1934, recognizes individuals who exemplify the qualities of dependability, service, leadership, and patriotism in their homes, schools, and communities. Peyton was selected by her teachers and peers for demonstrating those exceptional qualities to an outstanding degree. The DAR Good Citizen Award and Scholarship Contest aims to encourage and reward good citizenship among high school seniors nationwide. Peyton's recognition highlights her dedication to making a positive impact in her community and beyond. Congratulations, Peyton.
The National Award from the DAR in Washington.
Okay. Next, the Junior American Citizens Art Contest. We're proud to recognize our students who participated in the JAC Art Contest, with many achieving success at both state and national levels. The JAC Contest program engages students from kindergarten through 12th grade across the United States, emphasizing the importance of teaching citizenship from an early age. With categories in art, creative expression, and community service, the contest offers opportunities for students of all abilities to showcase their talents. Entries are judged by grade level on 4 tiers, ensuring inclusivity and participation for every child. We're proud to recognize the following students for their outstanding achievements in the JAC Art Contest, representing our schools with talent and creativity on both the state and national level. The first group of students that we'll recognize tonight won state awards. So when we call your name, if you'll please come forward. Stella Potter, Shayla Back, Isla Voigt, Liam Pittman, Reagan Roach, and Molly Barker.
May have to holler at in the hallway or something.
Y'all close the door, we need here.
Mr. Cottle, would you step out and ask anybody who's a JAC art contest winner to step in? Oh, is he doing it? Okay.
What art?
He's got it, I think. Pardon? We called them. I called them. We do it again. Okay. So again, the students who won state awards were Stella Potter, Shayla Back, Isla Voigt, Liam Pittman, Reagan Roach, and Molly Barker. So will you recognize them for their accomplishments, please?
Okay. We have no, I mean,
Yeah, this one's national.
they're gonna recognize the national next.
All right.
Just the state.
I think those are state and international. All right. One, two.
You wanna miss them?
Yeah. The rest of them, I just want I don't know which one my favorite is.
Our second group were national. The second group are the national award winners. Samuel Adams, Chloe Quinn, Phoenix Newcomb, Hadassah Montgomery, Bentley Collett, Laura Burkhead, Raylan Hubbard, Avery Anderson, Coriana Beasley, Samuel Henderson, and Annabelle Bassett.
And Josiah Jury from True Vine Academy. Josiah Jury. And Jeremiah Jury. Well, this one is I just want to see that one should be last. Oh, this is great. And Josiah Drury, he is from True Vine Academy. He's won the VAR Community Service Award and a stamp design. Art.
Our next group of awards come from our elementary schools. Are we good? So first, we'd like to recognize the CDR Future Problem Solving Team. Levi Narani, Riley Linville, Addison Fryman, and Sierra Blair. Ms. Laura Barnes is their coach, and the CDR Future Problem Solving Team was the first place winner in region and top 15 in the state. The CDR Future Problem Solving Team will be solving the world's problems in the very near future. This was Levi, Riley, Addison, and Sierra's first year as part of the FPS team, but you wouldn't know it. All year, they've come up with creative solutions to solve issues that may affect their lives as they grow older. If you aren't sure what FPS is, students are given a future scene in which they have to find 8 problems, determine the largest problem, identify 8 possible solutions, judge the solutions against 5 criteria, and then create an action plan, all within 2 hours, with correct grammar and working together as a team. Garrard County is so lucky to have these 4 as their leaders, as they are the leaders of the future that we will need. So congratulations, CDR Future Problem Solving Team, for first place in region. The next group that we'll recognize is the CDR Archery Team. The CDR Archery Team had a fantastic season. They won first place in 10 out of the 13 tournaments in which they participated, even scoring a 3,086 as a team, which is a middle school level score. The Bobcats were ranked 4th out of 107 teams in the state of Kentucky for most of the year, and finally placed 6th at the state tournament. This amazing team also moved on to compete at the national tournament in May 10th. So will you recognize the CDR Archery Team for their successful year? Next is the LES academic team. Right in front of the. The LES academic team, coached by Kayla Kane, Laura Hatmaker, and Tiffany Jones, had an incredibly successful year. On February 3rd, Lancaster Elementary hosted the district tournament, and the team members performed incredibly well. And at the end of the district tournament, here were some of the placements that existed. In mathematics, Henry Van Oy placed 5th, William Farrell took home 1st. In science, William Farrell placed 3rd, and Marcus Veely took 1st. In ELA, Julie Van Hook placed 3rd. In social studies, Marcus Veely placed 3rd. In arts and humanities, Emery Lee placed 2nd. In composition, Seth Woods placed 4th. Julie Van Hook placed 3rd, and Henry Van Oy placed 2nd. The quick recall team finished as runner-up out of all the teams, and the team placed 2nd overall in district. In March, the team went on to regionals, and the team placed in this fashion. In mathematics, William Farrell took 3rd place. In science, Marcus Veely took 1st place. And should be noted that he was 5th overall in science for the whole state of Kentucky. In composition, Henry Van Oy tied for runner-up to 1st place. The quick recall team placed 1st overall in the whole region, was undefeated in every match, and as a team, they placed 2nd overall in the region. So we congratulate the LES academic team. Next will be the Paint Lick academic team. Paint Lick academic team, coached by Jordan Courtney and Amy Griffin, placed 1st overall in the Region 23 Governor's Cup competition. If you didn't know that, just look at their shirts. It's the first time in school history for a 1st place regional title. The students showed a tremendous amount of hard work and dedication in order to pull off the win. Notable team placements included 2nd place in quick recall and 4th place in future problem solving. There were also multiple individual placements. Eli Weaver was 2nd in science, 3rd in social studies. Morgan No 2nd in language arts, 2nd in arts and humanities. Piper Shackelford was 4th in arts and humanities, and Lily Heron was 5th in composition. The team was also the recipient of the Catherine Hume Sportsmanship Award. We're so incredibly proud of all their accomplishments and their representation of the school. The entire team was made up of Zoe Black, Bryce Carpenter, Lillian Fannin, Delane Gentry, Corbin Green, Eli Lamb, Morgan No, Natalie Robertson, Tori Saylor, Piper Shackelford, and Eli Weaver. We congratulate them on a successful year. I'll share an anecdotal story. The 3 elementary schools were not incredibly excited to have to shift regions this year because it meant a lot more travel for them. We kind of wonder if that region will ask to kick them out after this year, having taken 1st and 2nd overall and 1st in future problem solving. So we're very proud of what the elementary schools did in that competition. Our next group to recognize is the PLE archery team. Come on, guys. The Paint Lick archery team had a great season that has resulted in the team qualifying for the NASP state and national competitions And most recently, this past weekend, qualifying for the 2024 NASP Championship. In addition to winning several tournaments this season, the team ranked as high as 13th in the state overall. And we're very proud of the work that they've done. They are moving on to Florida to compete at the national level in June, as long as the board approves their trip tonight. So will you congratulate that team? Part of that team, there's one more recognition. Eli Lamb, a 5th grader at Paint Lick, competed at the state NASP archery tournament in March and had an impressive showing by medaling both in bullseye and the 3D competitions. Eli placed 3rd out of 1,212 elementary boys in the bullseye competition and 5th out of 370 elementary boys in the 3D competition. This past weekend, Eli competed at the NASP Eastern Nationals competition and walked away with another medal, placing 4th in the 3D competition, in which he competed against 844 elementary boy archers from all over the country. He will be competing at the national level in Florida in June. So will you congratulate Eli? Next up are our recognitions from Garrard Middle School. Our first recognition from Garrard Middle will be the Rogers Explorers. Emery Martin and Sawyer Sutton. Rogers Explorers is a 3-day youth leadership program where incoming freshmen will get to live and learn on a Kentucky college campus. This program is put on by the Center of Rural Development, and the applicants must have higher than a B average and show leadership qualities to apply. The students also must submit multiple letters of recommendation from school staff and community members. Garrard Middle School is thrilled to recognize Emery Martin and Sawyer Sutton as 2 outstanding recipients. We are excited for them to each have this experience and know that they will be enriched from their time at each of their respective university placements. Sawyer will be attending Cumberland University, and Emery will be attending the University of Pikeville. So will you congratulate them on being Rogers Explorers? Next, we'd like to recognize Austin Caraglanis. Austin here. Okay, Austin, not here. Our final recognition from the middle school is Emery Martin. As part of the GMS academic team, John Martin is the coach. The Garrard Middle academic team recently competed in the State Governor's Cup academic competition where Emery Martin achieved an impressive 3rd place in arts and humanities, marking a significant milestone for the school. Her performance contributed to Garrard Middle School's overall team ranking, placing them 15th in the state. Congratulations to Ms. Emery Martin. Next will be recognitions from Garrard County High School. Our first recognitions are the Garrard Scholars the Governor's Scholars Program, Mason Seagraves and Wyatt Fielder. Garrard County High School would like to congratulate Wyatt Fielder and Mason Seagraves for being named a Kentucky Governor's Scholar Program recipient. The Governor's Scholars Program is a summer residential program for outstanding high school students in Kentucky who are rising seniors. Over 2,000 applications are received at the state level each year, with approximately 1,000 students selected to attend. We'd like to congratulate the 2 recipients this year, Mason Seagraves and Wyatt Fielder. Next is our Governor's School for Entrepreneurs. That's Abigail Travis. Congratulations to Abigail Travis for being selected as the 2024 Governor's School for Entrepreneurs Summer Startup. This program is an intensive week-long program focused on developing creativity, teamwork, business and leadership skills. From high schools through college and into the business world, GSE empowers the dreams of Kentucky students who have the grit, drive, and passion to be bluegrass entrepreneurs and create jobs here. Kentucky was one of the first states in the nation to create a governor's school for entrepreneurs. And since the first class of 49 high school students in 2013, the program has grown to more than 900 students and now has high school and collegiate level programming. The summer startups have launched more than 30 businesses and filed multiple patents. Would you congratulate Abby Travis? Next is the Governor's School for the Arts program. We'd like to recognize Kama Galloway and Jillian Long. High School would like to congratulate both young ladies for being named the Governor's School of the Arts program recipient. GSA is an arts education program of the Kentucky Center for the Performing Arts. Kama will focus on the creative writing discipline, and Jillian will focus on design for 3 weeks at the University of Kentucky this summer. Kentucky's most promising high school sophomores and juniors can apply in 9 different arts disciplines. Will you congratulate both young ladies, please? Next are our Hobie recipients, Zoe Tuggle and Abigail Travis. Hobie's mission is to inspire and develop our global community of youth and volunteers to a life dedicated to leadership, service, and innovation. At Hobie, we believe all students have the potential to lead. Our seminars bring students together across different backgrounds, cultures, and communities. We help students discover a newfound sense of awareness, confidence, connection, and purpose. Students leave Hobie with a knowledge and passion needed to make a positive impact on the world around them. Being a part of the Hobie community unlocks a world of opportunities and connections beyond the seminar. So will you congratulate Zoe and Abby? Next, we'd like to recognize Natalie Clark. Natalie has been selected to attend the Gatton Academy, and the Gatton Academy admits approximately 95 Kentucky sophomores, half of the selection male and half of the selection female, based on standardized test scores, their GPA, responses to essay questions, personal interviews, and extracurricular activities and recommendations. Instead of spending their junior and senior years in a traditional high school, the students enroll in the Gatton Academy and live in a unique, dedicated Gatton Academy residence hall, taking courses offered by WKU. Their classmates are fellow Gatton Academy students and WKU undergraduate students. At the end of 2 years, Gatton Academy students will have earned between 60 and 72 college credit hours in addition to completing high school. Congratulations, Natalie. Next are our Rogers Scholars, Abigail Bailey and Abigail Fotherwood. Center for Rural Development's flagship youth program provides leadership and college scholarship opportunities to help upcoming high school juniors in southern and eastern Kentucky develop the skills they need to seize their potential as the region's next generation of business and entrepreneurial leaders. During this intensive week-long program, Rogers Scholars work on building their leadership skills, participate in a series of team-building exercises, receive hands-on instructional training from professional experts in engineering, healthcare, and civic management, and interact with nationally recognized business leaders and entrepreneurs. The program focuses on developing skills in leadership, technology, entrepreneurship, and community service. Congratulations to our 2 Rogers Scholars. Next is the Garrard County High School academic team regional winner, Elise Colross. Elise's coach is Tisha Weaver and Michelle Hoskins. Elise was first place in composition and 4th in arts and humanities in the region and placed 5th in composition at the State Governor's Cup. She was also named the All-State Governor's Cup academic team And Elise is the first Garrard County student to make that accomplishment. So you congratulate her on being a first-time winner. Next, we'd like to recognize art all-state participants. Second in sculpture was Jillian Long. The Regional Bluegrass High School art exhibit, Natalie Clark, third place for fiber art, and Jillian Long, best in show 3D. Next, we'd like to recognize our FBLA students who will be competing at the Nationals at the end of June. We'll hear about their results in July. Our state winners from FBLA, when I call your name, if you'll come forward. Agribusiness, Katie Floyd. Broadcast journalism, Emma Hamner and Caden Fain. Healthcare administration, Emma Parr. Introduction to programming, Micah No and Colton Goodwin. Future business educator, JT Parsons. Mobile application development, Eric Teotol and Jefferson Morgan. Local chapter scrapbook virtual, Gracie Brogel and Emma Parr. Battle of the chapter final four, Ben Sullivan, Mason Seagraves, Clayton Whitworth, and Jacob Wilder. Those were all state winners. Will you congratulate them, please? Our regional winners in broadcast journalism were first place Emma Hamner and Caden Fain. Introduction to business procedures, first place Walker Morris. Introduction to FBLA, first place Abby Fothergill. Introduction to programming, first Hunter Caldwell, Micah No, and Colton Goodwin. Introduction to parliamentary procedure, first place Sam Fielder. Mobile application development, first place Jefferson Morgan. Organizational leadership, first place Logan Woods. Supply chain management, first place Logan Quinn. FCCLA students who will be competing in nationals at the end of June, and again, we'll hear about their results in July. First place in regions, job interview, Alyssa Keaton. Parliamentary procedure, Lizzie Gallegos, Audrey Jennings, Kyma Galloway, Piper McGuffey, Clayton Whitworth, and Jimmy Canada. Fashion construction, Addison Conley, and second in state, Liz Gallegos, Audrey Jennings, Kyma Galloway, Piper McGuffey for parliamentary procedure. Will you congratulate them, please? First place in regional business plan and fourth place in state, Soraya Miller and Kiana Childress. And qualifying for state KHSAA swimming was Cole Hardwick, who finished 22nd in state, regional fourth in 100 meter back, and fifth in 200 meter. You congratulate them. Then I think that we missed something earlier. Is that correct?
Hey, Daly, still here? Okay, I know we're a little confusing here today, and I'm the registrar for the Daughters of the American Revolution, the Governor James Garrard chapter. And we gave awards, and some of them were given to our Garrard County students with the other awards because we were trying to save time, and I think that got a little bit confusing. But we also give to anybody in the county, and we had 3 national winners that their county doesn't have a VAR to give the award, so we allowed them in. And so one I gave, or two I gave, I guess, and so if those three would come up, I would like a picture of them. They drove 2 hours to get here from Owen County. And so Jeremiah Jury won first place. These are some national awards too for community service. So Jeremiah, who else have I got? Josiah and Lori. And so I'd like pictures of you. Can I get the women from the VAR up here too? And so if your student had one of these medals, those were part of the National Association of the National Society for the Daughters of the American Revolution. Put them in the middle. On behalf of our regent, Pam Cantor, she could not be here tonight. I want to celebrate with the students who won, both from Garrard County and the other schools that we allowed in. And also Dr. Stahl and the school system for allowing us to give these awards, because citizenship and patronage, we're really trying to instill that into young people. So thank you very much.
So we have one last set of recognitions tonight, and we move away from students to adults. And as we honor our Garrard County School retirees, we'd like to take a moment just to recognize and celebrate the dedication and contributions that they've made to our schools and our communities and our students. These individuals have devoted years of their lives to shaping the minds and futures of the students. Their commitment to excellence, compassion, and tireless efforts have helped to create an environment where students can thrive and succeed. As they begin this new chapter in their lives, let's express our gratitude for their dedication and wish them all the best in their well-deserved retirement. So the following individuals are going to be recognized in alphabetical order. If they're here, we'd like for them to come up. First is Dave Ammon. He's here? There he is, okay. Dave Ammon. Technically, Dave will retire from the sheriff's department, but he's spent such a long amount of time at Garrard County High School that we feel like he belongs to us. He's used to giving directions, not following. Next, Larry Caudle from Central Office, Director of Secondary Teaching and Learning. Jim Caldwell. Jim is retiring from the instructional technology world. Pam Cornelius, instructional assistant at the school. Paige Smith from the Area Technology Center in the area of nursing. Paula Turner from Paint Lick Library Media Specialist. Ms. Turner actually retired back in December, so I don't know if she would want to come back or something like that. Jennifer Veely from Lancaster Elementary, first grade. Kim von Weschmar from Garrard Middle School, Special Education. Johnny Yates from Garrett High School, 0. That's it. While they're doing that, thank you all for your patience tonight.
All right. Well, I tell you what, definitely the school team. Microphone. So it's here. All right, item B on the agenda is site-based decision-making minutes. I hope my fellow board members have had time to look over each of these from each one of our schools. Item C is audience comments. Don't believe we have any.
No, sir, we do not.
Any board member have anything you'd like to say?
It's wonderful to have this meeting.
It is. It is. It's awesome. It is awesome. Item E is superintendent. I'll turn it over to you, sir.
So you have in front of you 2 one-pagers for us to share some information with you. The first one, if you'll take a look at, is the 2024 spring I-rated growth. We're sharing that with you because the last couple of weeks have been testing, and these were the processes that we used throughout the year for our teachers to be able to view where students were, the progress that they were making. And I think when we shared this with you previously, we explained the 4 quadrants to you. And what we're hoping for our students as a collective to move into the far right, upper right-hand quadrant. That recognizes not only growth, but being on high performance as well. And you'll notice that that is happening. Our staff has worked incredibly hard this year. Many of the people that you see on a reoccurring basis who are teachers of the year, teachers of the month, teachers who have worked very hard to make this happen, you will see that the movement is headed in the right direction. Do we suggest that we've accomplished everything that we want? Certainly not. Growth is a great thing, and you'll notice that everybody is growing, but we also have to move into the area of performance. And so that has been a target. At the bottom, you'll see some highlights that will explain how that has happened. That Paint Lake and Camp Dick moved from low performance high growth to high performance high growth in reading. Camp Dick and Lancaster moved to high performance high growth in math. You'll notice that the typical growth moved from 75% in the winter to 135% in the spring in reading. And in math, from 69% in the winter to 122% in the spring. So it tells you students are moving in the right direction because teachers are working incredibly hard. You can read through next steps, and the next steps are not to quit anything that we're doing, but to continue to enhance those. I would point out at the bottom, KDE was here recently, and an unsolicited comment from them, an email, that the team has done so much complicated and heavy work. The progress is inspiring. I expect the impact on students to be substantial. So that was observed by them as they were here going through the building. That substantial work has been done by our teaching staff. If you'll remember last summer, we did collective PD together, led in many cases by our teachers and by our principals. And that shows the hard work and commitment that those individuals have made. Our principals have asked us to do that with a couple of days this summer, and then they're working with their staff to continue this. Actually, next Tuesday, which is primary election day, our teachers will be working on reviewing their standards and where they are and changes that they want to make. So I just want to compliment the staff on that, and we're excited. We don't want to get hung up just on a number, but our number is important. And so when the testing data comes out, we are hopeful that that will reflect what this has shown throughout the year. The second document that you see is an update on our English language learners. And as you look through it, you'll see a comparison from last school year, 2023, to this year, 23-24. You'll notice the number of students that we tested, so it tells you that our population is growing. You'll notice that the average access score has gone up significantly. And you'll also notice that reaching the attainment in order to exit has gone up significantly as well. The thing that I would point out to you is after last year, a goal was set that if we could exit 10 students by reaching attainment, that would be phenomenal. If you look at what happened, we had 14. So our EL staff has worked incredibly hard to make sure that they are working to make our EL students as successful as possible. We also have to compliment the regular ed teachers because they have these students every day. And you have to compliment these students too. I never went from my home country to another country and had to not only worry about learning the content, but learning the language as well. So we're very proud of what they've done. We appreciate your all support with that. As you know, we've added a third person for next year in the area of EL, and we just hope to continue to see these scores moving up so that those students not only benefit the district, but benefit themselves by being more and more capable of fitting in and accomplishing the things that they need to accomplish. Happy to take any questions or answering questions you might have regarding those two items.
Thank you, sir. Anybody have any questions?
Just a comment, this is remarkable.
Okay.
Having worked with EL, this is absolutely fantastic. So, and so is the progress with iReady. So hats off to everyone working together to make this happen.
Thank you. Anybody else? All right.
Yes, sir.
Chicken, it's been a long meeting.
It has.
I'll try to keep my parts shorter tonight and hit more important parts. Just a quick observation of the video that we've got there. I want to point out that since our last meeting, we've been able to get all of the scoreboards. They're a little far in the background, but all the scoreboards at the far left corner of the football field, and then back in the background of the baseball and the softball field. So all the scoreboards are installed, and they're a little smaller, hard to see in that higher drone photo, but your game clocks are also installed on the football, at each end of the football field, at the north and south ends. Couple of significant things that's been going on is the two buildings that go, building B and building C, that go behind the dugouts there. You can see, or the grandstands, you can see that we've got the, starting to get the roofing on those. We're getting those buildings dried in. You know, it's always an important day when you can stop it from raining inside the building.
Yeah.
Also to the left of in the area that Dr. Stoll is highlighting, that is the concrete pad and the drainage system that's been poured there. That's where the visitors bleachers is going to be installed. There will be sidewalk. The next thing that'll happen is we'll be sidewalk coming down from that. And we're also have been prepping today the soil conditions between the track curb and the lower wall. Yes, exactly where you're at. There is a sidewalk that will run around the perimeter of that. So we're going to start working those sidewalks in. On the other side of the field there at the bleachers, it's a little small, but you can see the concrete truck that's pulled in there. We're pouring concrete this afternoon for those concrete pads along the front side of this end of the bleachers. That's where your steps and ramps are going to go in. And that concrete truck is in there, so we're starting to pour that concrete in between those two bleachers for that approach. What you can't see, on those buildings, because it's significantly underneath the grandstands, is the amount of brick and, finished block work that's going on that. We're really moving along with that brick work. The ends, they were there back today doing some final, spray foam insulation. It's that yellow stuff, if you've been by in the last couple of days, that yellowish tan. It is an added insulation that goes on the building between your masonry brick and your masonry, block. As you can see, the darker parts of the field, that's the contractor is starting to be able to work the, finished topsoil into the outfields where the grass sod will go. So, and over on the right side, I won't point out because we've been kind of delayed over there a little bit, but on the right side around the softball field, we have the press box completely built. It's topped out, and they were working on finishing the rakes or the angles on the roof of it today. And then if you were able to zoom in a little bit, you can see the work going on around. They've started laying back and have already scaffold high on the visitors softball dugout. So all of that work is coming back into place. We're working in those areas. Secondary work, the primary work is being focused on those buildings that we're roofing right now, because those are very important to a project deadline date that we're all working toward. Things that we're going to continue to work toward is that concrete in the front, as I said, and the concrete around the sidewalks. And again, those two buildings, Brad and I were there earlier today, just doing some observation report and walking inside of those buildings. We've got them cleaned out. Got the scaffolding out, the excess material out. You can start seeing the size of the rooms. So we've made pretty good progress, and just give you guys a quick heads up. It's been 28 days since our last board meeting. Of those 28 days, there has been 11 days of measurable precipitation on that site. So it's been an unseasonably wet last month or so, where the contractors are digging in. The guys are working every day that they can, some days that they don't want to, but we keep motivating them one way or another to get there and get it done. We would love to see a little more activity going on the football field. I know it looks like it's dormant, but our issue there is the next thing that's going to happen is that field has a little bit of smoothing out to do, and then there'll be stone and drainage lines going in, but that has to be at an appropriate dryness, and we get 3 or 4 good days of drying, and then we'll get a day or two of rain. So we're being cautious with that, because at the end, we want a final product that will not give you all the problems, and it will all, that the contractor can stand behind. But that, you're not seeing a lot of activity on it in the last month or so. It's because of the weather conditions. Like I said, we need about 5 or 6 good drying days with this kind of temperature to be able to get that in conditions where they can start working on it. We'll get 3 or 4. Then we'll get a couple of days of rain. So it's still highly on our radar. There's a lot of communications going on. We're just working with the conditions that we have. Going through the next month, we're going to continue to focus on those buildings. We'll be wrapping up the rest of the brick work. You'll start seeing a lot more concrete work going around the outer areas of the building and the grandstands, tying that stuff in. And you will see, on wood, you'll see activity start back on that football field. So we start getting moved more toward synthetic turf and start putting some color on it.
So when will that happen, do you think, estimate?
I'm going to estimate it that it'll start happening, that we'll start seeing that activity before the next board meeting. My intention is the next board meeting, I bring you that you'll see activity. You may not see exact turf on there, but you'll see activity on that football field that's moving toward the turf. So I'm anticipating, early to mid November, June. I'm getting way ahead of myself. In November, I'm either behind or ahead. But mid to late June, we'll continue to be working on that. I would love to see turf start going down mid-June. My biggest goal would be bring you another drone video in June that's going to have green on that field.
All right. Sounds good.
Any questions?
Yes.
Yes.
May I see the building, please? My question, I'm looking at the position of the football scoreboard
Yes.
and looking at the football scoreboard and seeing the concrete pad for the visitors' bleachers. And just looking at it in this direction, can somebody sitting on the upper two rows of the visitors' bleachers actually see what's happening on the scoreboard?
So, you may take that one?
I'm gonna punt that one.
So our visitor bleachers are only 6 or 8 rows high. They're not real tall. So they sit forward. So will they get the best view of the scoreboard? Probably not. It was positioned for the home crowd.
And I guess what I'm kind of, it just looked like such a poor position for that scoreboard.
It's a big scoreboard. There's only a few
It may
places
be,
you can
but
put
when
it.
you go to a football game, everybody's entitled, I think, to see that scoreboard.
So we ran the visuals of it. And I don't have them with me. I wasn't prepared for this, but I want to say 80% of all viewers on that side will see the scoreboard. It's positioned so that 100% on the home side would see it. And there's no good spot when you've got one that large. You get that screen is 11 foot tall, 22 foot across.
Looks to me like we could have been slid just a little bit
There's just a lot going on in that area. So we position it in the best spot we could find. We let the scoreboard manufacturer tell us where to put it. We gave them that spot, we went ahead and of course there's future growth to put one on the other side of the field. But that's the view that they recommended. They're the professionals in that. We utilize their services to help site those because it's not something I install every day. Y'all were, I think, second in the state. We designed this one. There's been a lot more come along since then, but I trust that they told us to put it where it's going to get seen by the most people. With the way when we value engineer, we're not putting a full set of bleachers either up there that we had originally planned. We planned to put 1,000 seats and we went to 500. So you don't have a large of a visitor area. You've got the pad for it. The pad is much larger than the actual seats that come over there. So.
I see what you're saying, but it's still a concern. It's something, I'll be honest with you, I'm not happy with.
Anybody else?
No questions, then thank you all.
All right.
Personnel changes are all listed there. If you'll remember, in April, we had very few. We're now moving into the spot where you have retirements like you just saw tonight and things of that nature. So they're all posted and available for your review and for the public's review as well.
All right, item 3 is reports. Of course, the treasurer report and bills is presented. I hope you've had an opportunity to look those over. Item 4 is the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to adopt the consent agenda as it is printed?
If I could, before
Oh, I'm sorry.
if I could, before you approve it, when you originally saw the consent agenda, under approved field trips, you had 2 that you reviewed, if you'll remember. It was the FBLA camp and FBLA National Leadership Conference. FCCLA also has a national. We introduced those folks earlier. We need your approval for them to travel. And as I mentioned earlier, Paint Lick is now able to go to the National Archery Competition. That just happened over the weekend, so we needed to add that. So I just wanted you to be aware that there are 4 on there now, not just 2.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion to adopt the consent agenda.
I move we approve the consent agenda.
Okay, Ms. Davis made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Smith seconded. All in favor, unless somebody wants to pull something in? Okay, all board members were in favor. The consent agenda is adopted, which brings us to the action agenda. And item A.
Item A is the traditional A that we have had for the last several months. These are the pay applications for the Garrard County High School student athletic fields and facilities. You'll see listed there, the total pay application this month was $1,021,281.17. The Trace Creek construction management fee was $19,050. it would be my recommendation that you approve the pay applications for the GCHS project.
Thank you, sir. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Garrard made the motion. Do I have a second?
I second.
Ms. Davis seconded. Any questions or comments on this pay application? All in favor, let me know by lifting hand. This pay application is approved. Item B is to approve tentative budget for the 24-25 school year.
I can get my computer to not act up. In May, you are required to approve a tentative budget. And Ms. Coffey has put that budget together based on what we saw from the General Assembly, what they approved, and then the pay scale that we created for you all last month. I will remind you that we felt like that we were going to go a little bit further with raises this coming year than we actually financially could, but that meant that next year we could pay ourselves back. So I want to be clear in that there's no surprises. You will see a shorter contingency next year than you do this year. So we don't want to be secretive about that at all. But based on all the approvals that we've gone through and the opportunity for you all to review notes, it would be my recommendation that you approve this tentative budget for the 24-25 school year.
Yeah, but it's my understanding the contingency will just drop like to 9%.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
All right, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the tentative budget.
Dr. Lamb made the motion. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Ms. Davis seconded. All in favor, let me know by lifting hand. All board members were in favor. The tentative budget is approved. Item C is to approve capital funds transfer request.
At this time of the year, we have some funds that we can move out of capital funds and into the general fund. This year, we're requesting you to allow us to move $510,820 for the purposes that you see listed there. One is to help recoup the cost of the renovations that we did at LES, and then the remainder to be used to cover insurance costs and to cover purchases of new buses. So based on that, it's my recommendation that you approve the capital funds transfer request for this year.
Thank you, sir. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the capital fund transfer request.
Mr. Smith made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Hurt seconded. All in favor, let me know by lifting hand. All board members were in favor. Item C is approved. Item D is to approve creation of Garrard County, Garrard Middle School Youth Service Center Director.
Earlier this month, we were notified that we had made a request to add another youth service center to our district to split the youth service center that currently serves the high school and middle school. And we've been awarded that opportunity, so at no cost to us, we'll be adding that new youth service center. In order to make that youth service center viable, though, we need a youth service center director. So this is a request for you to allow us to create that position. So it would be my recommendation that you approve the creation of the GMS Youth Service Center director position.
Thank you, sir. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I move to create a GMS Youth Service Center Director.
Thank you. Ms. Davis made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Dr. Lamb seconded. All in favor, let me know by lifting hand. All board members were in favor. Item D is approved. Item E is to approve Garrard County Schools Certified Evaluation Plan for the 24-25 school year.
We're simply asking you all to sign off on the changes or the approvals that the 50-50 committee made this year. 50-50 committee is 50% teachers, 50% administrators. Mr. Caldwell has worked on that. If you got specific questions regarding that, he would be able to answer those for you. But outside of that, having any questions, it would be my recommendation that you approve the Garrard County Schools Certified Evaluation Plan for the 24-25 school year.
Thank you, sir. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I move we approve the Certified Evaluation Plan for
Thank you, Ms. Davis.
24-25.
Thank you. Ms. Davis made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Richard Smith seconded. Does anybody have any questions? He perked up. He's ready.
I appreciate the trust.
No further questions. All in favor, let me know by lifting hand. The evaluation plan is approved. Item F is to approve cost rates indirect, I'm sorry, for 24-25 school year.
So as a district, we have the ability to charge individuals who utilize our facilities if we choose to. For example, youth service center, we never do that. But we always have to create a rate. Doing so this year would also help us, as you all know, we've applied for a grant. And if that grant were to come through, we would have individuals who would be using our facility. We would be able to pay ourselves back some out of that grant. So we need to establish these rates. They're connected here. If you looked at them, you would have been able to see what the amounts are. They're all listed there. So there's nothing in any fashion that we would suggest is not available for everybody to see. It would be my recommendation that you approve the indirect cost rates for the 24-25 school year.
Thank you, sir. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I move we approve the indirect cost rates.
Ms. Davis made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Hart seconded. All in favor, let me know by lifting hand. All 4 members were in favor. Item G is to approve our auditor for the 24-25 student year.
Each year we undergo an independent audit. We are currently using Patrick and Associates. We have been pleased with them, and if the board is okay with that, we would recommend keeping them for another year. You see the cost for that audit that is to occur, so it's my recommendation that you approve Patrick and Associates for the 24-25 school year audit.
Thank you, sir. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the auditors for 24-25 school year.
Thank you, Mr. Smith made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Hurt seconded. All in favor, let me know by lifting hand. All board members were in favor. Item H is to approve insurance carriers and costs, which went up.
They did, not just for us, but for everyone, unfortunately. Your property, vehicle, and umbrella insurance is with Liberty Mutual. You'll see the amount is $385,231. Workers' comp is with ClearPath, $59,661. Student accident with Zurich is $68,614.20. The student accident insurance premium did not increase. The workers' comp increase was about 10%, and the property, vehicle, and umbrella was about 35%. We did know that this was coming, and there's not much that we can do about it other than make you aware of it and accept the consequences of that. So it's my recommendation to approve the insurance carriers and costs for the 24-25 school year.
Thank you, sir. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay. Dr. Lamb, I'm sorry, did I cut you off? Dr. Lamb made the motion. Do I have a second?
I second.
Ms. Davis seconded. All in favor, let me know by lifting hand. The item H is approved. Item I is to approve family health care contract for the 24-25 school year.
Family health care is the entity that provides our nursing services for us in all of our schools. Each year, we are asked to reconfirm or recommit to them with a new contract. So it's my recommendation that we approve the family health care contract for the 24-25 school year. It's a continuation of what we currently have.
Thanks, sir. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the contract.
Thank you. Dr. Lamb made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Smith seconded. All in favor, let me know by lifting hand. All board members were in favor. Item I is approved. Item J is to approve school-based counseling service contract for 24-25 school.
We have an outside agency that comes in and provides services for our students through a counseling mechanism. We are going to request to shift from Mountain Comp Care, who is currently providing that for us, to Kafka. We've done an interview with them. We feel like they have an opportunity to provide some additional services to our students. So it's my recommendation that we approve the school-based counseling contract for the 24-25 school year with Kafka.
Thank you, sir. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I move we approve the school-based counseling service for 24-25.
Thank you. Ms. Davis made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Hurt seconded. All in favor, let me know by lifting hand. Item J is approved. By the way, if I do this, if you want to say something, don't feel bad about interrupting, okay? Item K is to approve orientation and mobility service contract for 24-25 students.
This is a contract that we have on an annual basis to provide services to our students who are in need of orientation and mobility services. This is the same provider that we currently have. There's no change to the cost. It's my recommendation that you approve the orientation and mobility service contract for the 24-25 school year.
Thank you, sir. Heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve that contract.
Thank you, Dr. Lamb made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Ms. Davis seconded. All in favor, let me know by uplifted hand. Item K is approved. Item L is to approve physical, occupational, and speech language services contract for 24-25 school year.
In the same way that we just talked about the orientation and mobility, we have physical, occupational, and speech language services that we need to provide for our students. This is the same organization that we have currently used, which means they're familiar with our students. So since there's no change to their requests in their contract, it's my recommendation that you approve the physical, occupational, and speech language pathology services contract for the 24-25 school year.
Thank you, sir. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the PTO and SLP services for 2024.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, let me know by lifted hand. You're pretty good with those, actually.
Good job, good job.
Okay, item M is to approve vision and itinerant service contract for 24-25 school year.
Don't mean to be redundant, but this is the same type of thing that we just did. This just happens to be in our itinerant vision service contract. This is my recommendation that you approve the vision itinerant service contract for the 24-25 school year.
Thanks,
Same
sir.
provider, same cost.
All right, thanks, sir. You heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I move we approve the vision itinerant service contract.
Oh, you did do
I didn't do which one? I don't know.
All right.
But yeah.
it. All right.
Yeah.
Ms. Davis made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
All in favor, let me know by lifted hand. All board members are in favor. Item M is approved. Item N is to approve present teletherapy contract for 24-25.
This contract is a provider of services to the high school. We'd like to continue that next year. We do think that there'll be a slight reduction in our costs with that organization this coming year. It's capped at $15,000. We think it'll come in closer to 10. So it's my recommendation to approve the President's teletherapy service contract for the 24-25 school years.
You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve
Dr. Lamb.
President's teletherapy service contract.
Dr. Lamb made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Kurt seconded. All in favor, let me know by lifted hand. Thank you. Item N is approved. Item O is to approve district funding assurance for the 24-25 school year.
Each year we have to affirm with KDE that we will follow all the requirements when it comes to funding issues. We have done that, but in order for it to be finalized, you all have to say that, yes, we will do that. And I'm sure that that's exactly what you want us to do because you're not interested in any kind of pushback on something like that. So it's my recommendation that you approve the district funding insurances for the 24-25 school year.
Thank you, sir. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion, we continue the district funded insurances for the 24-25 school year.
Thank you. Mr. Hurt made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Ms. Davis second. All in favor, let me know by lifted hand. All board members are in favor. Item O is approved. Item P is to approve the Garrett County School Hall of Fame program guides.
In a work session last week, you all received some information regarding the idea of creating a Hall of Fame. And just in case someone was not aware, this Hall of Fame is not limited to athletics. It encompasses academics, arts, anything that the community would like to recommend someone to be recognized for. You all made a couple of recommendations, and we heard your recommendations and made a couple of changes. Those two changes would indicate that you no longer approve the committee. You just, the list of applicants, you simply review it, and a clarification of who could nominate someone. Anyone can nominate anyone at any time around that. I'm going to recommend that you approve this at this point as is, with the understanding that there is some interest in making some adjustments to that. That adjustments could be specific to an area, or it could be specific to, not specific, but general to the idea that the board could have some flexibility and latitude to do some things outside of that area if necessary. However, we would love to see you approve tonight this framework to get it started so that we can start the process of getting that information out and having your first induction class as early as we possibly can. So it's my recommendation that you approve the GCHS Hall of Fame guide as it currently exists.
Thank you, sir. You've heard the recommendation, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the Hall of Fame guide.
Thank you, Mr. Smith made the motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Dr. Lamb, second. Yes,
I just would like to say that I would like to have some further discussion. I will support this decision tonight, but I would hope that we can have some further discussion before it's finalized.
we talked, there's gonna be some tweaking
Yes.
down through the years. But I personally agree, Dr. Stoll, so we can get our first as quickly as possible. Anybody else? All in favor, let me know by lifting your hand. All board members were in favor. The Hall of Fame program guide is approved. Item Q is classified policy change, and this is the first reading.
So there's no action for you all tonight. Second reading would be next month. The change here is, I think, appropriate, and I'll explain it as briefly as I can. Currently, all of our classified staff have to be evaluated annually. And in some cases, that's a significant number of people to be evaluated. We would like to propose a change that if someone has worked with us at that level for 4 years, then they move into a 3-year cycle. If they're new to us, 1 through 4 years, they continue to be evaluated on an annual cycle, which would allow us the opportunity to determine whether or not they really are capable of doing what's necessary. But if they successfully get to that spot and reach that 5th year, we'd like to put them on a 3-year rotation. That would be beneficial to the individuals who are doing that evaluation, and we don't think it would be negatively impact anyone in any capacity as it currently exists. The policy is in front of you. We drafted a policy based on another district. We sent it to the Kentucky School Board Association. They have drafted it as is. So please feel free to review it, and any changes that you'd like to make or recommend we can do prior to that second reading.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. And that brings us to item 6, but before we do adjourn, I'd like to thank all of you that stayed with us on social media or whatever platform, because this was a longer than normal meeting, and I know there was a lot of confusion at the beginning, but I'm excited. Of course, next year we will do it in the gym, right?
Yes, sir.
And we'll have microphones so everybody can hear. So anyway, thank y'all. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Smith made a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Hurt second. All in favor, let me know by lifting hands. Thank you. We're adjourned. Thank you all.
Give me just a second.
Thank you, Chris.
We are clear.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah. Apologies for being away, but thank you for letting me do this remote because I had some family things to deal with. Also, Dr. Stahl, please take a look. I sent you an email about a concern I have. I'm not sure it's an issue, but I wanted to make sure you knew.
Chris, I have a flag for you.
Chris, I'm hearing we're still live audio wise.
Oh, you said that.